Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Vunganyi. This week on Red Carpet, we are chatting with East African DJs Key and DJ Toxyyc about the role of DJs in the African entertainment industry. Tems has finally dropped her debut album of her successful Coachella performance. We also check out some of the towns visited by Italian director Matteo Garrone for his Oscar-nominated film Io Capitano. Those stories, plus young people in Nairobi are embracing the sport of fencing right here on the Red Carpet. Let's go. Afrobeat star Davido has signed a deal with the American music distribution and artist services company United Masters for his newly launched label 9+ Records. The arrangement will see 9+ Records and United Masters work together on talent scouting and overseeing the artistic development of recording artists. Nigerian singer Tems has announced her debut album, Born in the Wild, by posting a 1-minute visual teasing her project, which will be released this month. The clip presumably shows scenes from back home with children running around the beach that evoke memories from Tems' childhood. And we have some sad news to report. Congolese boxer Adin Dembo recently passed away 3 weeks after he suffered a vicious knockout loss that led him to being put in an induced coma in Miami. The 27-year-old heavyweight boxer was a perfect 8-0 in his career. Last year, the first ever Basketball Africa League and Special Olympics unified sports event took place in Dakar, Senegal. The event was held during halftime of a BAL Sahara Conference game that featured Special Olympics athletes competing in a full-court basketball game. At the just concluded NAL conference session, BAL President Amadou Gallo-Fall and former NBA champion and BAL ambassador Ian Mahinmi coached the kids from the Special Olympics in a game of basketball at the Hassan Mustafa Indoor Sports Complex in Cairo, Egypt. Let's check it out.
Today we are having a lot of fun, Special Olympics, just bringing everyone together for the love of the game. We all love basketball. These kids are so inspirational. They're awesome.
And it's not really about the game, it's about sharing time with those Special Olympics. It's about having fun, sharing emotions.
The Special Olympics seems like
Professional disc jockeys or DJs play a pivotal role in the world of music and entertainment, transcending mere song selection to curate unforgettable musical experiences. In Africa, the evolution of DJing is transforming music and entertainment from a niche hobby to a respected profession. I spoke with two top East African DJs, Rwanda-based DJ Toxyyc and DJ Key, based in Uganda. We discussed their role as more than just entertainers, but also trendsetters who discover and introduce new music to their audience. Let's check it out. What does it take to be a good DJ? What are some of the...
Go ahead, say it.
I would say personality.
Yeah.
You have to kind of, with any artistry, you kind of have to put a facade up, even if you're not an extrovert. You have to be very personable and be able to keep
Are you an
up
extrovert?
I can be,
Yeah.
when I'm working. But you kind of just have to be used to interacting with 100 people all the time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just, after that, I think it's really about dedication and how much time you're putting into your craft.
Yeah.
You have to study a lot. So.
Now, sometimes you can play like in a week, about 4 different places. Do you ever think back? Is there an experience that really sticks with you when you're playing music and say, you know, back, you know, like I liked the crowd in this place.
Yeah.
I like the vibe and that state, you know.
Definitely, yeah. Especially when you play in four different places, you gotta have like your favorite place.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, these guys, they were really vibing to my, you know, getting into my kind of playlist. But yeah, if it's not that, you can have like 3 places that you vibe the most with. You know, it all depends with the crowd.
So how do you select, I guess, how do you balance the selection of music between, like, say, the new upcoming artists and the bangers, the hits?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to do 50-50 in a way.
But aren't you worried that maybe at this point when you're introducing this artist to the crowd, there's a possibility that they might not dig it on the same level as you were?
Yes, but I think it comes down to skill and being able to mix it in a certain way that they wouldn't even care that they don't know the songs. There's sometimes where I'm out and I'm listening to a DJ and majority of their set list are artists I've never heard of or songs I've never heard of, and I'm vibing just because of the way they've mixed that song. It really, you just have to study the song in and out and make sure that the energy in the song is there.
Yeah.
Guys won't really care if they know the artist or not.
Yeah. What about you, Toxyyc?
I think for me, it's all about confidence. You know, when you're introducing a new artist, that means you've listened to him over and over again. So that confidence comes in and you're like, okay, I think they're ready for this new, you know? Even if they're not ready, they're going to be seeing you vibing to it. They're going to like, you know, he's a DJ at the end of the day. So, you know, want to learn new music. And, you know, for me, I think it's all about confidence. Like they see you vibing with the new song, they'll
vibe with
it. Yes, sir.
But what is the role of the DJ in the ecosystem of music? Like, what do you see yourself as aside from just entertaining people in that moment?
I think it's very, very important. A lot of newer artists or underground artists really need that push, especially when we're doing gigs like this.
Definitely.
You get to travel and go international. You might as well put on somebody from Rwanda that nobody's ever heard of. It might be their one and only song on Spotify or Apple Music, but you have the opportunity to then give them a platform. And realistically, a lot of people don't go out and find new songs themselves. They will go on the radio or they'll go to a club or a bar and they'll find that song, and that ends up being their playlist.
The film Io Capitano by Italian director Matteo Garrone toured several towns in Senegal where the issue of illegal immigration is still very topical. Nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe, the film features Senegalese actors. In a small auditorium in the outskirts of Senegal's capital, Dakar, audiences struggled to hold back tears as they watched the film. Let's take a look.
The crowd spent 2 hours following a pair of Senegalese teenagers as they risked their lives to reach Europe, facing a grueling journey across the Sahara, torture in Libyan jails, and Europe's indifference to their plight. After winning awards at the Venice Film Festival and receiving nominations at the Oscars and the Golden Globes, the film Io Capitano has now returned to where the story began, Senegal. The director, actors, and wider team embarked on a 12-day tour of screenings across the West African nation with the Cine Mauvel Foundation, which ran until the end of April.
This film will help us raise awareness among young people in our respective communities, because we don't want them to go through what we saw in this film. I went through all kinds of emotions watching it.
Seydou Sarr, the 19-year-old lead, who won an award at the Venice Film Festival, expressed pride at showing the film in his own country.
This film, I can say, changed a lot of things in my life. It made me grow up and learn things that, frankly, I didn't know before.
Mamadou Kouassi, who now works as an intercultural mediator, recounted how he set off for Europe in 2005 at the age of 19.
It's a film that tells my story, a film about me in the first person. I set off from Cote d'Ivoire, crossed the desert, was in Libya for 3 years, and also crossed the Mediterranean Sea to arrive in Libya, and in the end in Italy. It was a hard, tiring journey, an atrocious journey because so many people died. It was difficult. This film is not intended to discourage young people from living. Every young person is free to follow their destiny, to follow their dream. It's to make them aware of the difficulties that I personally went through, that many people were not lucky enough to be alive. But for me, with the luck I had, it was to tell the story of that suffering, but to give young people today the alternative of not suffering as we did.
Kwasi says the public is asking for a sequel following the pair's arrival to Europe. He worked 14 hours, earning barely 20 euros in tomato fields near Naples. He is urging Italy's far-right government to introduce a fairer migrant reception policy.
Fencing offers a ray of hope to young people living in Nairobi's poorest neighborhoods. And despite a lack of equipment, the sword fighting sport is growing in popularity in Kenya.
They caught a striking group as they wandered through Huruma in their pristine white outfits. These young people are heading for their favorite hangout spot, the Savora Fencing Club at the local community center. This is not just a hobby for them, it's a force for good in their lives. Fencing has helped carve a pathway from crime, drugs, and other social pressures.
I used to be a gangster. I was in crime. I chose fencing for a way for me to escape out of the hood and escape that lifestyle.
Savora Fencing has made significant strides. The team has produced 15 talented fencers who have earned spots in the national squad, with plans to represent Kenya in the African Olympic qualifiers in Algeria this year. However, challenges persist, particularly regarding the affordability of fencing equipment.
Sometimes it's tough when it comes to competing with well-equipped international countries who are well organized. So what we do, we just move on with the enthusiasm and the obsession. We don't complain or we don't have equipment. We just use what we got.
Savora Fencing Mtani, an initiative under Savora Fencing, offers mentorship and training in fencing to the youth of these impoverished neighborhoods, shielding them from the dangers of their environment. With 45 members, most of whom are students, the team serves as a beacon of hope in the community. Participants are required to become disciplined and put on integrity.
I can't imagine myself without this sport because it has kept me very busy. In my area, many girls have become teenage mothers, and that's not a wonderful life.
Steve Okalo, Secretary General of the Kenya Fencing Federation, acknowledges the uphill battle the sport faces in gaining popularity, but remains optimistic about its future.
Fencing is not a popular sport. I started with about 4 people, and now I'm seeing I'm having good fences. I'm having about 45. By our strategic plan, by 5 years, I know fencing will have reached somewhere.
As Savora Fencing continues to thrive, fueled by the determination of its members and the support of the community, it stands as a testament to the transformative power of sport in even the most challenging environments.
Thank you for watching VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Vunganye. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.